Hey everyone, Jason from @scoon.art here, and this is The Dark Mac Tonight Returns, a page-for-page, panel-for-panel study and parody of Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns, where Batman is McDonald's. I've been drawing about a page a week, and I'm posting them as they're finished over on my Patreon, where you can download and read along for just $1 a month. I'm also live streaming a lot of the inking, penciling, and writing process over on my YouTube. If you're curious to get a taste, I've got a free fold-out zine available for download on my Patreon. So if dystopian, fast food noir sounds like your kind of thing, check it out. The Dark Mac Tonight returns. Thank you, Kurt. Thank you, Jake.
We're back with an update for Junction Jones and the Corduroy Conspiracy by myself and Locomotion Gonzalez. The pre-orders are up now on bookshop.org, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, and you can get it through Comic Hub, which will go, I think, directly to your pull list if your comic store uses it. We are also going to be available in these stores: Capitol Comics in Annapolis, Maryland, Quimby's Books in Chicago, Gutter Pop Comics in Buffalo, Partners & Son in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Third Eye Comics, Desert Island Books, Atomic Books in Baltimore, Hello Comics in Charlottesville, Virginia, Chuck's Comics in Joppa, Maryland, Lion's Tooth in Milwaukee, Outsider Comics in Seattle, Universal Comics in Maryland, Watcher Comics in Evanston, Illinois, Source Comics and Games in Roseville, and High Ground Comics in Providence, Rhode Island. Mr. Nibbs thanks you for the pre-order.
Today I wanted to talk about how my story went from this, to this, and finally to this. Before I turned Pop Scars into an actual comic, I spent many years outlining the story, working on sketches and thumbnails, so I could understand the best way to use the comic book medium and tell the story the way I needed to. You could see how this turned into a final, finished, polished product, but it took a lot of time sketching and outlining and experimenting and developing, and most of this stuff was nothing I shared with my art team. This was for me so that I could understand the story before we kind of went into production. Ultimately, all this work paid off because when I hold my book Pop Scars in my hands, it's really special. I feel the amount of effort and years that were put into this book. This is just a little behind the scenes on how this was made. If you feel like checking it out, you can go to punchpublishing.com and order the graphic novel. Thanks again for having me on the Indie Creator Update Reel. I really appreciate sharing my work. Talk to you guys soon.
Acadian, of or relating to Philip K. Dick and his work, such as Valis, a 1981 novel that he wrote about his experience with maybe God in 1974. This experience is chronicled in a comic by R. Crumb that you can find at pastiche.com/archive. And in 2024, Josephine Riesman, the author, and artist D. Moses began a series of conversations about Philip K. Dick and his work that spilled over into 2025. These conversations were collected into a book called I Saw the Pink Light Glow, released by Pastiche Publication. It is now available right now. Please go get it. Thank you.
Hey, what's up everybody? Pat Higgins here. I'm an illustrator, cartoonist, and creator of Pulp Bites and Hellscape Americana. Those are both horror anthology comics in the vein of Twilight Zone, Tales from the Crypt, and Black Mirror. It's what I'm into, so that's what I make. I'm currently working on Hellscape Americana Volume 2 and an untitled comic book project that'll be out sometime soon. I'm also working on some freelance illustration work, including some illustration jobs for breweries, some package design, some surface design. So I'm all over the place doing a million things at once. You can check out my work at pat-higgins.com and phiggins80 on Instagram.
What's up, nerds? I'm hard at work drawing a book called American Caper that is created by and written by Dan Houser and Laszlo, creators of Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption. Their new company, Absurd Ventures, is putting the book out through Dark Horse Comics. It is being laid out by David Lapham. Shelley Bond, editing, doing an amazing job. Dread the Hall H one-shot that I did with Justin Hart just came out from Image. Power Pulp Comics, a collective and distribution model for self-publishers that I co-founded with the Coates brothers and Jamie Jones and a host of other people, is going really strong right now. Shops are signing up left and right. Self-published comics created by the likes of, like I said, Jamie Jones, James Coates, John Coates, Tony Farrow, Matt King, Sam J. Royale, Scott Gerard Rule, Matchy, Charles Glaubitz, Corinne Halbert, Pat Kane, Brad Dwyer, Kurt Burdick, Rick Lopez, Aubrey Sitterson, Scott Brian Woods, Alex Delaney, Jim Rugg, Alex Suwara, and Anthony Addix. Later, geeks.
Hey everyone, Jay Bethke here, father of Tumult. Quick update, working on page 169 and really liking how it's coming out. It has been a bit of a slog. It's a critical and tough part to figure out in the story, but I am making my way through and very pleased with how it's coming out. In tandem, I decided to go back and redo the pages that introduced this character, Bosley Barons, and never was happy with them, but very, very happy with how these new 2 pages come out. Just think they're beautiful, and especially I'm enjoying this, using the street that they're falling to their deaths to as a giant cross to reflect Bosley's spiritual crisis that goes on with his physical crisis. Anyway, that's the update for today. Check out the website listed below to see a little more about Tumult and some of the other stuff I'm working on.
Hello viewers, hello Jake and Kurt. This is Rick Lopez back again to give you a quick update from since our last talk. Still pushing Cosmic Cat Year 1, Life, Death, Rebirth, as well as the Year 2 previews I've been putting on each show. This one's from Heroes Con. When we were talking last, I was working on Cosmic Cat Primer, as well as the second issue of Apex Creator, my 24-hour comic. I put out the first one at IC3 this year. The third one's well underway. I joined up with the Power Pulp comic distributor, so now we got distribution, baby. Apollo City Comics one-hitter, as well as Defective Comics. We have a bunch of different Cosmic Cat pages coming in that, so really excited. I did a pin-up for Ghost Man from Raymar Brunson, as well as did a page for Inline Cosmique, both from Cosmic Lion Productions. The next issue I'll have about a dozen pages in there. Did a couple pages for the Ink and Drink Long Beach Sewer Boys issue 2. Really stoked about that. And then met Don Simpson last year, and I got to throw a couple Cosmic Cat pages in this one. So really stoked. Really crazy to see it in this huge format now. And then finishing up the last issue of The Power, just trying to wrap that up. And the big trade will be coming from Cosmic Lion Productions as well next year. You can find me in the immediate future at CXC, SPX, and LA Comic Con. Talk to you guys soon.
I can then start having some more very specific illustrations that will be going into the Doom Mag's #1 End of the World anthology. But other than that, Jake, I don't have anything else. Do you want to take us out?
Sure. So thanks, folks, for listening in for this disorganized, grabastic podcast as we're drawing and talking. But we'll be back next Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And you could, feel free to, make comments. Maybe we'll try to spot them live as they come up so it could be a little more conversational. I love the idea of, having live commenters. That's great. You can check out our other channels. We have the Comics That Influence. You can also check out our other channel. That's the Indie Creator Exchange. And if you're an indie creator, get in touch. You can be on our Indie Creator Exchange, just like the dozens of other fine indie creators that we've had on before. So that's it, Kurt. We'll see you guys all next Sunday around 10 a.m. Eastern.